There's a certain kind of person who feels most alive in the quiet corners of their own home, not because the outside world is too big, but because their inner world is even bigger. We often mistake these people for being antisocial, withdrawn, or afraid of life. But the truth is gentler and far more complex. Staying at home isn't always an escape. Sometimes it's a return to the one place where their thoughts aren't drowned out by noise, where their heart remembers how to breathe. Psychology tells us that some minds are wired to find depth rather than breadth. They don't chase stimulation, they chase meaning. Large crowds, loud places, and constant interaction pull energy from them like a tide going out. Home, in contrast, gives it back, slowly, quietly, almost tenderly. For some, home is the sanctuary where they don't have to perform, where they're not the co-worker, the friend, the sibling, the polite stranger in line. Here, they can be unfiltered, a little softer, a little slower, a little more real. And inside the comfort of familiar walls, their creativity often blooms. The mind that prefers solitude is rarely empty. It is full of stories, ideas, memories, and possibilities. Their thoughts don't scatter. They concentrate. They sink deeper, feel stronger, imagine brighter. These are the people who can spend hours lost in a book, a hobby, or a quiet ritual that grounds them, not because they fear the world, but because they savor the stillness that the world often forgets to offer. There's also a psychological truth hidden beneath the surface. Home is a place of control. In an unpredictable world, the safe space they build becomes a shield against emotional overwhelm. It's a place where boundaries are clear, choices are personal, and peace is earned. Here, they decide who enters their story and when. But maybe the most misunderstood thing is this. People who love staying home don't necessarily lack relationships. They tend to invest deeply, not widely. They choose a handful of souls to let in. And to those people, they offer more authenticity and loyalty than a crowd ever could. There's a quiet bravery in that. A bravery in choosing depth over noise, meaning over motion, and presence over performance. Still, staying home doesn't mean staying small. Some of the greatest ideas in human history were born in solitude, in tiny rooms, in quiet nights, in moments when the world felt far away. Growth doesn't always look like movement. Healing doesn't always require travel. Connection doesn't always need a crowd. For some hearts, home is not a retreat. It's a foundation, a place where they refill the parts of themselves that life takes from them, a place that reminds them who they are before they step back into the chaos outside. So if you're someone who loves staying at home, maybe there's nothing wrong with you at all. Maybe you just understand something the world forgets, that peace is a form of power, and solitude is not emptiness. It's space. Space to breathe, space to grow, space to finally hear the voice inside you whisper, "I'm still here, and I matter." And in the quiet, you realize home is not just where you live. It's where you return to yourself,